Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Grayboardgamer here with the unboxing of Vanguard of War from Archon Studios. Let's get this box open and see what's inside. This is another Kickstarter that I received when I was doing my move, so I have not had a chance to open it up and see what we have in there. And I'm already very pleased with what I'm seeing. A really nice foam insert to hold the miniatures for the game. Wow, that is a great start to an unboxing. Even from standing up here, seeing this from a couple of feet away, I can tell that these are really detailed minis, and I'm going to have a really good time doing the second part of this video where I do a really close-up look at them. But I'll just grab one out of here real quick just so you can see. These are really nice. Wow, that is quality, and these feel really good too. This is going to be a lot of fun going through these one at a time, putting them on camera. Whew, but we're not going to do that during the initial part of this video. As always, or as I do now, I'm going to go ahead and just go through the contents real quick to see what we have. Looks like we have a good 20 minis or so just here on top, and there's some dice and cards tucked down in here. I'm going to pause the video for a moment and try and get this insert out safely. I started to pull it out and realized right away that it was very easy. This actually has a backing under it as to prevent it from minis from falling all the way out, so it comes right off with no issue. And there's just another stack of really nice miniatures underneath. A couple of 8 6-sided die. Couple of decks of cards. Just take a quick look at them and we'll look at these a lot closer in the second half. I like the art on them from what I see already. Another really nice group of minis in a really nice foam container. I wonder if these lift off just as easy. Yes. This is put together solid. Lots of really good material there holding that together. And we have our rule book. Nice looking rule book. Nice illustrations, nice paper. Looks to be laid out really good. Hero stories in the back. That's nice. I always love additional information. So again, some more great artwork on the back. A couple of small punch boards, and looks like a stack of several here. Oof. Oh, I got stuff falling out. Getting free of the punch boards. All these little tokens here. Put that off to the side. A whole bunch of them. And that's where those boards just fell out, right out of the punch boards. I'd rather have them falling out like that than hanging on by the paper real tight, and you're always afraid you're going to rip the boards or the cardboard. Well, that's punched. That's not going to be a problem. Won't have to worry about that later. And then we have our game board. Looks like it's a quad fold. Yes. And we'll take a closer look at that. And it is double-sided also. Also, let me grab the other box. This is the other box I was talking about, the Kickstarter expansion. Which comes with a custom modes. The Gauntlet Betrayal. And it looks like additional players. More cardboard. Rather thin cardboard, but that's okay. Depends on what it's for, whether or not that'll be an issue. And we have another foam insert with a batch of minis. Wow. It's a deep foam insert. These go way down in there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's actually a picture down in there of the minis so you know exactly which one goes in there. That makes it a lot easier for storage. And in the Kickstarter expansion, comes with some more tokens, another deck of cards, has a place for it to go right there. And this looks like an advertisement for Chronicle X. Oh, several. And additional characters, it looks like. Oh, this goes down pretty far. Let me see if I can get those out of there safely. I can. Wow. A ton of additional characters. A lot more content in the Kickstarter expansion. A nice big stack of additional characters means plenty of more playthrough. Wow. All right. Well, let me set this off to the side. And that is your quick unboxing. And I can see that the highlight here is going to be probably about 20 minutes of minis being shown in up close and in detail, which I'm actually excited to do because I can see that these things are really detailed and they look really, really good. So if you want to join me in the second half of the video, I'm going to go take a look at the punch boards, the game board, the character boards, some of these cards here, the rule book, and then the last part of the video we'll do an in-depth look at all the different models in these miniatures and all these boxes, to include the Kickstarter expansion so you can see the full range of minis in the box. Normally I go for the rule book, but I wanted to talk about the box here and this great art on the cover of it. Really dynamic. Really sets the scene for what you're about to play. Well, I can't say that 100% because I haven't played the game, but I mean, I already got a feel for what's going to be happening here. And I really like this character here, the dark color, as opposed to this background where they're kind of washed out a little bit because it's a different light. It really adds a sense of depth to the drawing. Really nice cover art on the box. Now we'll take a look at the rule book. Again, it's got a really nice feel to it. It's really nice paper. Got a breakdown of components here, telling you exactly what you should have. 8 hero cards. I think each hero has 2 cards, so there's 4 heroes in the base game. And this looks like a story over here, The Second Rise. So really good background. I'm hoping we get right into setup. And the board, the game board doesn't appear to be really huge, but it does look like you have a lot going on with the characters on the outside, so it has a decent sized footprint. Get right into the heroes. Yeah, as you can see, like Lord, oh man, Viscerite? We'll go with that. Lord Viscerite, he's got his character card, and then it looks like a card for putting items and different attacks outlined there. Then we have the demons, which is the majority of the miniatures. Oh, then there are the overlords and the different decks in the game. Actually playing the game. So there's a lot of explanation leading up to the actual play. So that means it might not be overly complex, which is okay. I got enough complex games in my library. And then we got the stories for each of the heroes. A nice big paragraph other than just a quick little blurb about them, so that's really nice also. Let's take a quick look at some of the punch boards. These are pretty thin. These are not a real heavy-duty cardboard. Let me pop one out here to show you. They serve their purpose, I'm sure. They got double-sided art on both sides. You can see they're not a real thick cardboard. I could bend that pretty easy if I wanted to, but unless you're being brutal with your games, I don't think that'll be a problem. And if they had to sacrifice cardboard thickness to spend a little extra money on what looks like are excellent miniatures in the game, then I'm all for going for a thinner chipboard. That doesn't bother me at all. These tokens in this chipboard, though, these seem to be of the thicker variety. One of them's already popped out there, so. And these are the thicker, heavier variety. Let me grab that other one, see if I can get them to focus. Yeah, as you can see side by side, the round tokens are a much thicker, sturdier cardboard. In addition to the large one, there's a couple of smaller ones. These also have the same back on them as the large board of abilities. 8 regular dice. Again, nothing special on the dice, but that's okay. I have plenty of dice. I have a couple more boards like this. Again, this is of the thinner variety. And not knowing what these are, I don't even want to speculate what they're for in the game. Also, we have another smaller board here. Again, of that thinner variety of cardboard. These player boards are not of the thin variety. These are the thick. And take a quick look, since there's only 4 of them, go ahead and take a look at the art on these. That's pretty sweet there. I like that alternate drawing on the back, really nice. I wonder if they're all like that. Oh yeah. Looks like it's more of just a color shift. Sergeant Specs. Oh, he throws the glasses down on the back. He ain't messing around there. And Ashira. It's hard to tell which side is the... Yeah, this one's got a little more glow and electricity on it, so I'll say that that's the second side. And then with each of the 4 players comes these boards. And I imagine these change according to which side those character cards are on. Take a look at the art on these cards. Now, these are a pretty thick core, so these are going to handle really nice. Really like the art on these and the symbols. Really neat. Again, really over the top, awesome art for whether it's characters or enemies. I have no idea. All I know is it looks pretty darn good. Here is the second deck. These things definitely do not look friendly at all. Let's flip this over. Looks like the majority are facing that way. Lots of repeats, so it doesn't look like there's a lot of different ones to look at in here, but the ones that we are looking at, these are really nice. Really well done. Also, a quick thank you for including the cards in these resealable bags. It has this little bit of sticky material on them. That way, until I start playing it and come up with a storage solution, I can put the cards right back in the bag. I don't have to worry about them bouncing around or shaking around in a box, so I don't have to hurry and get something to put them in right away. So thank you for making that choice when manufacturing the game. Quick look at the game board. As you can see, it's not huge. It's got I'd say a medium footprint. This shot may be a little bit darker. I turned my overhead light off because it was casting way too much glare on the board, and it was like washing out almost a third of it to where you couldn't see it. So if this is a little dimmer, I apologize. Hopefully it comes through well enough for you to see the design of the board. Now I kind of see what these little punchboard things are for, because they're all over the board here. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4, so I imagine those are starting points maybe for the characters. Definitely don't know. Or maybe the enemy coming towards us. I definitely am curious. It almost looks like you're protecting this middle area, almost like a tower defense. Let me flip the board over because it is double-sided so we can see what's on the other side. This side looks much more open. Really, it's just a whole grid of squares across the entire surface here. There's no center point, there's no numbers that are starting locations, so this might be one of the other game modes. But again, it's simple in design. You got this really over the top like lava field. Not sure what's going on. Hopefully that's highlighted in the story and give us an idea of why this looks as terrible as it does. Looks like you have an underground area peeking through a crack in the ground here. So really interested in what the story is behind why our characters are here. And we can see in this custom modes book, custom boards and scenarios, we have the Gauntlet and the Betrayal, and that is an alternate board setup. So now this makes more sense. You can see the glare on here that I was avoiding before. So you use those punch boards to lay on there, and now them not being as thick make more sense because you don't want a big raised area on the board. So that works and actually makes sense for me. So that is all of the components and cards in the base game. I'm going to now get into all the minis. I'm going to do close-up shots of every design so you can see everything the game has to offer as far as miniatures, especially for those that like to paint and upgrade their miniatures. I'm getting into that. I'm just really not good at it right now, so I wouldn't attempt to paint these until I got a lot better. But we'll go ahead and take some time now and show you all the minis in the base game. Now we'll move on to the Kickstarter expansion for Vanguard of War. Take a look at the cards, player boards, and most of all the minis inside here. Quick look at the cards. Again, more really nice art and symbols on these. Another werewolf. Looks like we're running into Fell Sprinter, Slither Fiend, Pale Rider, Lobotomizer. Lots of really neat enemy art. Also looks like the expansion includes a lot more players from the initial 4 you have in the base pack. I'm not going to attempt to say these names, but I am going to cycle through these so we can take a look at this really great character art. Really, really nice. And again, these are on really thick cardboard. Not that I handle my games roughly, but and I'm assuming all these characters are going to have a mini inside these box, or this box, sorry, that has all the expansion material in it. Well, now that we've looked at the characters, we've looked at the cards, let's check out the minis in here. Thank you for watching the entire unboxing of Vanguard of War from Archon Studios, including the Kickstarter expansion material. I don't know about gameplay, but the miniatures look really nice and really detailed to me. For those of you that are really into miniatures and miniature painting, let me know if what I'm looking at, they look really nice, but I'm no expert when it comes to those things. I do some painting, but it's really beginner level stuff, and I don't know if these are high quality or not. They look really nice to me, but those of you that know better, please leave some comments with your opinion. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video.